Namaste, everyone. Welcome to Flow and Restore Yoga. My name is Michelle Chua. Grab a whole bunch of props because you may want to have quite a bit to support your body in the second half of this practice, which is yin and restorative. But we'll start with the active vinyasa flow after sitting. So find a way to sit comfortably of your choice in which you can evenly press down your weight through the left and right sides of your pelvis and lift the spine tall but not rigidly. Place your hands in any way that just helps you to arrive. Bring your attention here into the space. Look around your room or wherever you're practicing and just visually orient yourself by taking in the colors and forms that attract your eyes. Nothing that requires fixing. So the theme for today's practice, in which I offer you, is the word harmony. What does that mean for you? Harmony. I look outside at nature and I see how things are changing very subtly here in Los Angeles, though we can feel the chill a little bit more from the past few weeks. And I see the colors changing in the trees and more dead leaves on the floor. The wind becoming stronger. What's happening in your environment right now? Starting with the natural world. Because I believe that nature is such a huge, constant teacher of how to live in harmony. There's always change happening, and there are seasons in which we're invited to slow down, to shed what's not needed, so that we can rebirth and renew what we do find as part of our life purpose. So in what areas in your life right now might be calling you to step forward and practice intentional harmony? In our last class, I talked about inner resistance. So I believe harmony is one of the antidotes to the suffering that comes from inner resistance of what is, the stuff that you can't control. So keep that in mind as we start the physical practice and move on to meditation. So sitting still, begin to check in with your body. Maybe close the eyes and mindfully scan different parts of your physical body. Notice what you're feeling through sensations. Gathering your overall physical state as you begin. Bring your awareness to the breath as it's naturally flowing. Sensing qualities like depth, pace. How's this informing you of your energetic state as you begin? Then bring your awareness to your mind. What is your mind attending to right now? What is the activity of your mind like? And notice how you're feeling right now mentally and emotionally. So as we do this self-check, how might you offer harmony to these different dimensions of yourself? Though we have half of a more active practice and half of a more restful, still practice, what are you leaning more towards today? And how can you nurture that? So that when you leave this practice, you might feel more balanced. So before we set our intentions, take a moment to offer gratitude to anything that you genuinely appreciate in this moment. This is a way to come from a place of abundance and contentment rather than from lack, as you now set your intention of what you want to invite into your experience, what you want to cultivate. And a way to practice non-attachment of any particular outcome, but being open to all possibilities, is to dedicate your efforts to something or someone beyond yourself. So you might choose an individual, a community, or a cause that you care about to dedicate today's practice to. And with that, let's harmonize our energies through sound by chanting 3 ohms. Inhale deeply. Slowing your breath down, closing the lips. Start to invite a fuller inhalation where you're using your diaphragm to fill up both your belly and your lungs. And just a strong exhalation out through the nose. Equal in breath, equal out breath. We're going to begin an energizing practice that also helps to cleanse and enliven the lungs called bellows breath, Bhastrika Pranayama. So you can rest the hands on your lap or try a physical action that goes along with energizing. And it's a kriya in which you bend the elbows apart and make fists out of your hands. And as you breathe in, you straighten the arms up, spread the fingers wide. And as you breathe out, rebend the elbows and refist the hands, sort of like this. So remember to keep the lips closed. And I'm going to watch the clock for 1 minute of bellows breath practice. Do what you can. Try to find a sustainable, brisk rhythm. Ready? And begin. We're halfway through the minute. Last 10 seconds. And relax. Take a moment to just breathe naturally and observe how you feel. Notice the effect on your mind, as bellows breath is also known to help clear the so-called clouds of the mind. Now let's begin the practice of regulating your nervous system into a state of calm while steadying your mental focus using Ujjayi Pranayama, victorious breathing. So it's done by closing your lips, softly narrowing the back of your throat, and inviting a gentle ocean wave sound to your breath as you sustain it evenly in and out to your nose. Use the sound of your breath as both an anchor for your mind, bring it back to the present moment as often as needed, and as a gauge to notice how you are balancing exertion physically with calmness and ease. So keeping that slow, even, gentle breath rhythm going. Let's come down onto hands and knees and start to move the spine in cat-cow. So spread your fingers wide and flat, and if you want to stretch your wrists here, you can spin out your hands whatever degree. And stack the shoulders over your wrists, but step your knees a couple inches behind your hips. Now, as slowly as you inhale, glide your chest forward and begin to extend the front of your spine by coiling your chest up. This is cow pose. And as slowly as you exhale, contract your abdomen, dropping the head and rounding your back into cat pose. Keep going again. Inhale, roll the shoulders behind you, lift your chest and gaze. Exhale, contract your belly, drop your head, doming your back. Take another 3 or more cycles of cat-cow. And notice how it feels now as you are slowly moving your body in sync with a regulated breath pattern. This is one of the techniques, both the mindful breathing and the cat-cow pose, that help to activate the relaxation response of your nervous system. Though we're using this to warm up, at the end of your next exhalation, tuck your toes with feet hips width apart or wider, and lift your hips as high as you can and back, entering downward facing dog. Take a moment to move your body in any way it's asking for, to release any sort of stagnancy or stuckness. You might pedal your feet slowly in place, warming up the backs of your legs. Along with that, you might swivel the hips left and right like you're dancing the twist to open up the sides of your waist. Sense the energy around your neck and shoulders. If it's feeling sort of stagnant there, you can gently shake and nod your head a few times, really lifting the shoulders up and back, freeing space along your neck. Again, listen to the breath. Give yourself a couple more full cycles of breath here, whether you're moving or holding still in Adho Mukha Svanasana. Then after the 2 exhales, walk up to the front of your mat, entering a standing forward fold, with feet still at least hips width apart, parallel to each other. Bend your knees generously where your belly can easily meet your thighs. And with your hands, hold opposite elbows and start to sway your spine gently side to side. Bend the knees as much as you need to feel your spine unravel. You might continue to shake and nod the head, maybe even flutter the lips if there's tension held in the jaw to let go of. What is your body asking of you through this physical yoga practice today? Keep listening to it. Remember that you have many options within a pose. You can always choose to take rest. Switch the cross of your arms, and as you're dropping your head, bending the knees, tilt your weight forward so that you can begin to stack your hips right above your heels and lift the shoulders up away from your neck. Keep listening to the sound waves of your breath. And now plant your fingertips either onto your legs, blocks in front of your feet, or the ground. And as you press firmly with the hands, inhale, stretch your spine forward, parallel to the earth, gliding the shoulders back in a half forward fold or Ardha Uttanasana. As you exhale, bow towards your legs in Uttanasana, forward fold. Press down with your feet and inhale, sweep your arms forward, rising to stand with your arms overhead in Urdhva Hastasana, creating a gentle back bend by peeling the shoulders down. Exhale, join your palms together at your heart center in Padasana. Remind yourself of your bigger picture for your practice today, your why. And let's move in harmony with the breath. Inhale, sweep your arms forward. Again, coil your chest up in Urdhva Hastasana, starting our sun salutations. Exhale, hinge forward from your hips in Uttanasana. Place your fingertips outside your heels and inhale, step your left knee behind you to a kneeling lunge and gaze up, Anjaneyasana. As you hold your breath, step back to plank pose, legs straight or knees down. Exhaling, lower your knees, then your chest, then your chin in Ashtangasana. Inhale, slither your belly to the ground and coil your chest lightly back into Cobra, Bhujangasana. Exhale, lift your hips high, coming back to downward facing dog. Inhale, step your left foot beside your left thumb. Lower your back knee, gaze up, Anjaneyasana. Exhale, step your right foot forward and bow, Uttanasana. Inhale, sweep your arms overhead and drop the shoulders back, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, join your hands in Padasana. Let's take that sequence one more time on the second side. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, hinge from the hips, Uttanasana. Plant your fingertips down. Inhale, step your right knee back, Anjaneyasana, gaze up. Holding your breath, step into your version of plank. Exhale, Ashtangasana, lower knees, chest, then chin. Inhale, Cobra or Bhujangasana, slither to the floor and coil the chest up. Exhale, Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog. Inhale, step your right foot beside your right thumb and lower your back knee, gazing up. Exhale, step your left foot forward and bow. Rooting through your feet, inhale, rise, drop the shoulders, gaze up, saluting the sun. And as you join your hands at your heart, saluting the sun within. Next series of sun salutations. Inhale again, Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, fold, Uttanasana. This time, press with your hands on legs, blocks or the floor, and inhale, lengthen forward to Ardha Uttanasana. Step into plank pose. Firm in the belly, keep a long line through your center line, and exhale, glide forward, hug your elbows towards your ribs in Chaturanga Dandasana. Then inhale into Cobra or upward facing dog. Exhale into downward facing dog. And this time, let's cultivate stillness for 3 deep breaths, steadying your gaze or drishti on one spot. After the 3rd exhale, walk or lightly jump to the top of your mat into Uttanasana. Then press with your hands and inhale to Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale again, Uttanasana. Press with your feet, inhale, rise up to Urdhva Hastasana. Exhale, join your hands in Padasana. One more time, same Surya Namaskar. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana. Maybe close the eyes and feel the movements from the inside out. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Either step to plank, or if you practice jumping, lightly float to Chaturanga. Keep going into Cobra or upward facing dog. And we'll meet in downward facing dog, pausing, cultivating awareness for 3 balancing breaths. After the 3rd, walk or float to the top of your mat. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Urdhva Hastasana, rising up. Exhale, Padasana. Last series of Surya Namaskars. It starts in chair pose, so bring your feet together to touch. As you breathe in, bend your knees together and maybe graze the floor with your fingertips, playing with keeping your hips that low as you raise the arms in Utkatasana. Then exhale, shift your weight forward and bow from your hips, Uttanasana. Press with your hands again and inhale, lengthen forward, Ardha Uttanasana. Walk to plank or float to Chaturanga. And keep going through your vinyasa. In downward facing dog. Inhale, raise your right leg back. Exhale, gently step it forward beside your right thumb and spin your back heel down. Facing forward, inhale, rise to stand in Warrior One. Ride your exhale from plank through Chaturanga, finishing your vinyasa. When you arrive at downward dog, move at your pace of breath. Inhale, raise your left leg. Exhale the foot beside your left thumb. Spin your right heel down. Facing forward, inhale, rise up to Virabhadrasana 1. Exhale, lower into your vinyasa. Downward facing dog. Once again, steady your eyes to help steady your mind. And listen to your breath as you rebalance in and out for 3 cycles. After the third, walk or float to the top of your mat. With feet touching, inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. With knees touching too, inhale, sit low in Utkatasana. Exhale, rise to Padasana. Once more, last Surya Namaskar. Inhale, Utkatasana. Exhale, Uttanasana. Inhale, Ardha Uttanasana. Step or float into your vinyasa. Keep going at your own pace, especially if you know the sequence by heart. We'll eventually meet in downward dog. Inhaling as you lift the right leg. Exhaling to step it forward. Inhaling up to warrior 1. And exhaling to lower into your vinyasa. Take it to side 2, the left leg. Follow the sound of your breath. Then pause again in downward dog for 3 breaths, cultivating harmony. What does that mean for you right now? Where does it apply? If you're ready after the 3rd breath, walk or lightly jump to the top of your mat. Inhale, lengthen forward. Exhale, fold. Inhale, bend your knees, sit low in chair. Exhale, rise up. Let's grab 2 blocks, turn to face the wide width of your mat. And step or jump your feet about as wide apart as you can spread the hands apart. Place the blocks each behind each calf on their tallest height. And at your right hip socket, rotate your right leg externally or turn it out 90 degrees towards the short edge of your mat. Turn in the left leg 45 degrees and let's prepare for triangle pose. So with both legs straight, activate your quadriceps, front muscles of your thighs, root down firmly through your feet without locking the knees. Open the arms wide and glide your pelvis sideways towards the opposite short edge of your mat as you reach your torso and right arm past your right knee, placing the right hand on the right side of your right shin, either on a block of the floor, directly under your 2 shoulders stacked as you raise the left arm. Tune into your breath as you arrive here and land your eyes on one intentional spot. Now feel your body as you're rooting evenly through both feet. Rotate your right outer hip underneath your body so that if you peeked at your right kneecap, the middle of it aligns down the midline of your mat along with your right middle toe. Tacking the crease of your right hip back towards your left outer foot. Lengthen the crown of your head past the right toes towards the wall in that direction. And spin your chest slightly to face the sky while sliding both of your shoulder blades down your back ribs. Let's tune into 3 more full breaths here in Trikonasana. Press down through both feet. Inhale, rise up. Parallel your feet in the wide stance. And we'll go simply to side two. So rotate the left leg from the hip socket externally 90 degrees towards the opposite short edge of your mat. And rotate the right leg inward 45 degrees. Aligning left heel to arch of right foot. Open the arms. Glide your pelvis sideways towards your right heel as you lengthen your torso past the left knee. Placing the left hand on the left side of your left shin on a block of the floor, directly beneath your two shoulders stacked. Tune into your breath and steady your eyes to focus. As you root down evenly through both feet, rotate your left sitting bone under your body and press the crease of your left hip back towards your right outer foot, while lengthening your crown forward towards the wall in the direction of your left toes. Rotate your chest slightly to face the sky and send both of your shoulders, especially the left shoulder, away from your neck. Listen into 3 more breaths. Root down through both of your feet and inhale to rise all the way up. Parallel your feet and clasp your hands behind your lower back or grab a strap to hold between the hands. Roll the shoulders down and breathe in, broaden your chest towards the sky. Exhale, hug in your front ribs and bow from your hips slowly, creating the feeling of a flat back so that if the back wants to round, instead of rounding, you bend the elbows, bend the knees more. So let your head fall. As we stay about 5 breaths in this wide-legged forward fold, continue to stretch the arms away from your lower back, bending your elbows slightly to lift your shoulders away from your neck. Prasarita Padottanasana. So if you're ever feeling sluggish or low on energy, this can actually be helpful to reset you and feel a little rejuvenation. One more deep breath. Now lower your hands either on your blocks or the floor in front of you and press your hands down as you lengthen your spine forward. Bend your knees a lot and bring your hands to your hips, point your elbows to the sky, and inhale, lead with your chest as you slowly rise up. Then step or jump your feet together and let's come on down to sit. Entering our yin portion of our practice. Let me play DJ for a second. So come on down to sit and notice as you're extending both legs in front of you, if it might be helpful to prop your pelvis up on a folded blanket or pillow so that your spine can feel more upright. We're going to set up for a spinal twist, another way to help release a sense of stagnancy or sluggishness in the body or mind. So start by extending your left leg forward and step your right foot in front of your right hip, I'm mirroring you here, or outside of your left knee, where you could also maybe bend the left knee. Make sure that you're able to root both sitting bones evenly and lift the spine tall while relaxing the shoulders. Place the right hand behind your pelvis, raise your left arm. As you press your pelvis down, imagine breathing into the bottom of your spine and lifting the breath up, lengthening to your crown. Exhale, keep your pelvis still and begin to rotate your rib cage to the right, little by little, lowering your left arm to either hold your top leg or eventually hook the elbow outside of the thigh. Now notice, maybe closing the eyes to help imagine where you feel the crown of your head in relation to your tailbone. Try to align your crown directly above your tailbone, even though there's curvature in the spine. Relax the shoulders down Parallel your chin to the ground. And like a drawer closing, gently glide your chin back towards the back of your throat. Continue to lift through the back of your skull. Now let's tune into 5 more deep breaths in this twist. Gently unwind your spine, and let's prepare for either sitting cross-legged or double pigeon pose. So sitting cross-legged, take your right calf and place it either in front or on top of your left calf. Again, make sure your sitting bones are evenly rooted and you can sit tall easily. Double pigeon, if your hips are willing, stack your ankles and knees so that your shins are parallel like fire logs. If you're doing this, stabilize your knees by flexing your feet in a way that you can't see the soles of your feet from where you are. So press your big toe mounds out towards the side walls. Firm down through the pelvis, and again, imagine breathing up from the bottom of your spine through each vertebra. Relax the shoulders and keep your throat open, and like there's a string pulling your sternum forward, start to bow with each exhale. Crawling the hands forward. You might like to stack some blocks or whatever props you have to land your forehead on. We're going to be here for 10 breaths, so not quite that long, but you want to be able to relax the shoulders and keep your throat open. Let your mouth relax too, soften your eyes, the muscles in your face. When you've finished about 10 breaths, plant your hands on the ground and inhale to slowly lift your spine upright. Stretch your legs out in front of you and maybe give them a shake or circle out your feet for a moment, especially if you've been flexing your feet. You might want to point the toes in opposition. Sense the way your breath is flowing right now. How is your breath promoting harmony in your body, in your mind? Now let's start with a twist on the second side. Step your left foot on the ground in front of your left hip or outside of your right knee. Try to set up the same way as you did on the first side if possible. Maybe bend the right knee. Place your left hand behind your pelvis. And as you raise your right arm, let every part of your body that is touching the ground press more firmly into the ground and create a lift up to your spine as you breathe in. Then exhale, begin to rotate your rib cage to the left, breath by breath. Lower your right arm. Maybe hook the elbow outside the thigh. And then again, picture your crown of your head and stack it right above your tailbone as much as you can. Feel your chin and parallel it to the ground. Glide your chin softly towards the back of your throat and continue to lift up through the back of your skull. Shoulders relaxed, chest broad. Let's listen to 5 more slow breaths here. When you're ready, unwind your spine and this time cross your left calf in front or on top of your right calf, whether you're sitting cross-legged or double pigeon, in which you stack your ankles and knees and flex your feet, where you're pressing your big toe mounds out towards the sidewalls. Again, ground your sitting bones, lengthen your spine, and drop the shoulders back. Breathe in. Hugging in the front ribs, imagine that string that's pulling your sternum forward so that you're so-called leading from the heart rather than leading from the head as you're bowing in. You might grab some props to rest your forehead on. Let's tune into 10 more breaths here. And take a moment as you're here to scan your body. You know where you may tend to tense your body, especially when you might be concentrating. Go to those parts first and see what the energy is like there. How might you bring harmony into those crevices? When you're done with your 10 breaths, take your time to press your hands into the ground. And as you inhale, slowly lift your spine. Stretch the legs out in front again. Notice if anything needs to move, maybe not just your legs or feet. Take a moment here as you're unwinding from that pose to observe the effects of that pose or those series of postures. We're going to get into hips and extension now, so let's come on down to our backs. Place a strap off to the side as well so that you can reach for it while you're lying on your back. You might as well have your pillows and blankets within reachable distance too, just in case. Grab a block, come on down to your back, and step your feet on the ground. Then lifting your pelvis, slide the block wide across your sacrum under the flat part of your lower back. Now you might start on the lowest height and just check in to see how that feels. We're going to bend the right knee towards the chest here. So catch your right thigh or your right shin with both of your hands, keeping your shoulders on the ground. If your head lifts up, use one of your props as a pillow so that your head can relax. Now, if your shoulders are lifting up, you can grab your strap and use it as an extension of your arms, placing it around the back of your right thigh. Now, as you're hugging the right thigh towards you, flex your left foot by curling the toes towards the shin. As you slide the left heel forward little by little to whatever extent you can comfortably straighten the left leg, and maybe it doesn't straighten all the way. Prevent turning out the left leg by rotating your inner left thigh slightly towards the ground so the left knee and toes face the sky, straight up. And see if you might be able to bring the right leg closer to your right ribs, breath by breath, while imagining that your tailbone is actively stretching forward towards your inner left knee. If you're not feeling much sensation along your left hip flexors, the top of your left thigh, then tilt that block to the next level up or stack a second block on top of it so that your pelvis is higher. I'm gonna watch the clock for another 1.5 minutes in this pose, so continue to watch your breath and observe what's coming up in your body, what might be shifting. And then gently step your right foot on the ground, bend your left knee and step the left foot on the ground. So pause here and just notice how your body is speaking to you in this moment. Now, if you elevated the blocks here, remove that elevation or that added block or whatever you did. Come back to the lowest height to begin the second side. Give it the same opportunity to let you know what it needs. So bend the left knee in towards your left ribs. Maybe use a strap if that helps you relax the shoulders more. Flex your right foot and slide the right heel forward. To whatever degree you can straighten that leg comfortably. And spin the inseam of your right leg slightly towards the floor so that your right kneecap and middle toe point straight up. Now observe the sensations, especially around your right hip flexors. And if you're not feeling much happening, then you might tilt the block under you one step higher or stack an additional block on top. As we stay for another 1.5 minutes, bring your intention back to how you're regulating your breath and thus regulating your mind, body, and energy. Inviting these different aspects of your being to collaborate in harmony towards the intention you set at the start. Lengthen your tailbone forward towards your inner right knee. And step your left foot down, bend your right knee and step your right foot down and pause a moment. Allow a few breaths here to just sense the effects of that. Then remove the props from under your body and gently lower your pelvis to the floor. Hug your both knees into your chest. And take a moment to rotate your thighs externally and bring them back together. Just moving the thigh bones in different directions. Switching it up for a few breaths. Helping to lubricate your hip joints. Warm them up as we're going to bring the hips more into extension. So a few more breaths. Then take your strap and step the ball of your right foot either into the loop, which is very helpful for what we're about to do if you have the ability to make a small loop. Otherwise, into the middle of the strap, in which you'll need to hold two ends of the strap. And make sure that long tail of the strap is beside your left hand. Actually, yeah, I believe it's your left hand. Yep. And then bend your left knee into your chest again. Now slide your left arm out to the left, ground the shoulder, and start to twist to your right side. Breath by breath. You could keep your left knee bent, or you could straighten the left leg if you want to. Feel more opening along your left IT band around your outer left thigh. You could straighten the left leg as you're twisting and sickle the left foot so that the sole turns to face the ground. And then using your right hand, gently push away your left outer hip to traction and release the lower back. Now bend your right knee here, and with your left hand holding the strap, pull the strap gently towards your glutes, bringing the right hip in extension as we're stretching the hip flexor again, as well as the quadricep. You might gaze past your left shoulder, making sure that left shoulder stays on the ground as you're twisting here. About 10 more deep breaths. Now you could hold on to your right foot if that's reachable with ease instead of holding the strap. Keep rolling your left outer hip forward, helping to lengthen the left side of your torso. Couple last breaths. Start to unravel onto your back. Whoop. And stretch the legs forward, raise the arms overhead. Get really long to the center of your body. Take a deep breath in. Let it go any way you need. Now let's take the strap and step the ball of your left foot into the loop or center of the strap. Place the tail of the strap over to your right side so your right hand can reach for it later. And bend your right knee into your chest, slide the right arm out to the right, and ground your right shoulder as you're twisting to your left side. Option to straighten your right leg, to dig a little deeper into your right IT band as you're twisting. And if so, sickle your right foot and turn the sole of the foot to face the floor. To add some traction and release for the lower back, use your left hand to press away your right outer hip, slightly tilting it towards the front edge of your mat. Now let's bend the left knee. Use your right hand to catch hold of the strap, walking your hand as close to your left foot as possible, in which, if you can reach the foot comfortably, you don't need the strap. Bringing the left foot towards your glute, to invite opening along your left quadricep and hip flexors. Reground your right shoulder. Deep breaths, about 10 more cycles, and continue to tilt your right outer hip forward, lengthening your right side of your torso. When you finish your 10th exhalation, gently unravel onto your back and let's come into happy baby pose. Very happy baby pose. So bend your knees to the outsides of your shoulders and catch your outer feet or shins. Try to parallel your feet to each other as you splay the feet as wide apart as you can while grounding your tailbone, head, and shoulders. Opt to stay in happy baby or straddle the legs apart and either rest your arms on your inner thighs to encourage an opening in the hips or clasp your big toes like Parangusthasana. Similarly, ground your tailbone, head, and shoulders as this helps to lengthen your whole spine, especially the lower back. Let's stay another 10 breaths. Inhale into the belly for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale through the lips for 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale belly, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Exhale mouth, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Inhale belly for 5. Exhale through the mouth for 7. And keep going. Slide your hands to your outer thighs and gently close your knees together like a book. Lifting your legs up, maybe give them another shake, just the last few breaths before we enter Shavasana here. Maybe roll out the ankles, the hands at the wrists, maybe gently turn the head or flutter the lips. What else needs to flow through, move through before you rest in stillness? And then look around your space, see what props you have nearby that might offer comforting support for your body, like a pillow across the backs of your knees for lower back support, or a folded blanket as gentle weight to rest on your pelvis and belly for grounding support, or something to cover your eyes with to help drop your attention deeper inward. Sometimes some weight on the forearms as you turn the palms up can also feel relaxing. Then let the shoulders release down your back. Invite symmetry along the left and right sides of your body. Let your feet splay apart, wider than your hips distance, and close your eyes. Imagine now inhaling slowly through your nose, filling up your whole body with breath, life force energy through the breath. Hold the breath in for a few seconds. And when you're ready, as slowly as you can, exhale everything that no longer serves harmony. Surrendering control of your breath, invite your body into restful stillness as you expand your loving awareness. Shavasana. Now, as you're continuing to rest your body here, With your eyes closed, I invite you to once again scan your body. Notice what feels alive in your body right now. Sensing your physical state nearing the end of this practice. Then start with small parts of your body. Begin to move gently, waking it up. You might keep your eyes closed as you gradually roll over onto your right side and rest your head. As you're lying on your side, bring your awareness to your breathing as it naturally flows. And notice now how you feel energetically. Has anything changed since you arrived? As you feel ready, plant your hands into the floor and lift your body up, finding a comfortable way to sit in which you can feel grounded, alert, and at ease. Today's meditation is a guided breath meditation. We're going to begin with a balancing breathing technique called alternate nostril breathing, or Nodi Shodhana Pranayama, which also helps to awaken energy at your brow center, Ajna chakra, which promotes intuitive sense. After that, we'll dive into other slow breathing techniques before we sit and observe the effects of that practice, continuing the meditation. So remember, the theme is harmony here. Notice how you're practicing harmony between your body, your mind, your breath, your spirit, your energy, as well as harmony with your surroundings. As we meditate, inevitably things come up that we can't control, whether it be somebody walking by or some car making a sound. How do you harmonize with what is in the present moment without resisting it? Practicing mindful acceptance, as we talked about recently. So let's begin sitting tall and relaxed. For alternate nostril breathing, you might close your eyes and steady your gaze at the area of Ajna chakra. Rest your left hand on your lap and choose a mudra if you like. One to cultivate vital life force energy is Pran Mudra, and it looks like a peace sign with the index middle fingers touching and the palm face up. Place your right hand in Vishnu Mudra, where you stick out the thumb, pinky, and ring fingers. Closing your lips, continue to slowly breathe in and out through the nose, gently, not forcefully. We'll use the right thumb to close the right nostril, and we'll use the right pinky and ring to close the left nostril. We'll practice 3 cycles of alternate nostril breathing together, then 2 cycles on your own. Let's prepare by emptying this breath. Hold it out. Right thumb, close right nostril, inhale through left. Hold it in. Close left, exhale right gently. Hold it out. Inhale right. Hold it in. Close right. Exhale left. Hold it out. That's the first cycle. Cycle 2, inhale left. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 3, 2, 1. Close left. Exhale right. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 3, 2, 1. Inhale right. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 3, 2, 1. Close right. Exhale left. 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Hold 3, 2, 1. Third cycle. Inhale left for 6. Hold 3. Close left. Exhale right for 6. Hold 3. Inhale right for 6. Hold 3. Close right. Exhale left for 6. Hold 3. Continue 2 more cycles on your own. Take your time to finish at your own pace. And when you do, rest both hands on your lap, maybe practicing a mudra, and breathe naturally for a few moments, observing the way you feel after alternate nostril breathing. Now, whether you're closing your eyes or steadying a soft gaze on one spot ahead, bring your attention to the bottom of your spine. And as you inhale slowly through your nose, imagine a glowing light there of any color you choose, rising from the base of your spine slowly to the crown of your head. And as you exhale slowly, see that light descending from your crown, slowly down to your tailbone again. Again, inhale from the base of your spine, visualizing a light rising up to your crown. Exhaling from your crown, visualizing the light descending down your spine to the base. Continue the synchronization of breath and visualization. Cultivating a feeling of harmony, traveling through that light. That is moving through your 7 main chakras or energy centers. If you find your attention scattering elsewhere, you might use a mental mantra to say internally along with that light and the breath. As you inhale, saying in your mind, I am, visualizing the light up to the crown. And as you exhale, saying in your mind, loving awareness, visualizing the light descending to the root. Inhale, I am. Exhale, loving awareness. Now letting go of that practice. Sense the way you feel now mentally and emotionally. If your eyes are closed, keep them closed a little longer, but expand your attention from your inner being to the outer more layers of your being, out to your physical body as a whole, sensing even the space surrounding your body. And as you're ready, with some gentle movements, softly blink the eyes open if they're closed. What is one thing that you can offer gratitude for now? And from that heart space, recall your intention. Maybe say it out loud. And remember to whom or what you dedicated today's practice. Let's close, joining in 3 ohms. Inhale deeply. You bow in towards your heart center, remembering to honor the light within you. The light in me bows to the light in you. Namaste.